Daddy Brad, my son's grandfather, was on the John Rothstein podcast this week. Always good to hear from Brad Underwood. A lot of very transparent, entertaining, honest thoughts about all things Illinois basketball and beyond. Rothstein did a great job with this interview. Everybody go listen to it. It's awesome. But one of the questions John Rothstein posed to Brad Underwood was about a couple years ago when Illinois was one game away from Brad Underwood's first Final Four as a head coach. They lost to the eventual national champion UConn Huskies. UConn went on a 30 to nothing run. As Brad Underwood told the media at halftime, we just got to keep going at Donovan Clingan. John Rothstein asked him, how much does that still eat at you, knowing that you were one game away? This is about 60 seconds of what Brad Underwood said in response.
Yeah, it stinks. It's not fun. And I guess the one thing I'll say about it was we did lose to the defending national champions, and I mean that team was so special, and I there's nobody that was ever a bigger Donovan Clingan fan than me after playing against him. Right. Yeah, it's not easy. You're right there. It made it very, very tough to watch the Final Four because I felt like we were a Final Four team that just happened to lose to the national champions. But yeah, I just keep my whole motivation is just to get back, we have to find a way to stay consistent. You stay consistent long enough, you'll get some breaks, and it'll go your way, and that's all we're trying to do.
I felt like we were a Final Four team that just happened to lose to the national champs. By definition, they were not a Final Four team. They were an Elite Eight team that lost to the national champs. But you get what he's saying. He thought they were a Final Four caliber team. Do you have any problem with Brad Underwood revisiting history and saying we were a Final Four team that lost to the champs?
I don't think I do, for a couple reasons. One, he said a Final Four team. That that carries some weight for me because who was in the Final Four that season?
Purdue, UConn, Alabama, NC State.
Okay, so yes, they were a Final Four team. They were also analytically the 10th best team in the country that year. Now, if he would have took it a step further and been like, "Oh, we're a national championship level team," that's what I would have stopped you because there is no national champion with the 80th best defense in the sport. But if DJ Burns can make a Final Four, yes, you could have been a Final Four team that year.
Uh, are we just missing the word caliber? And I don't want to semantics to death Brad Underwood here,
Yes, you do.
but that is what we like have to do a little bit, right? Does every team that's good get to call themselves a Final Four team?
No, but like, hey, if you're one of the 10 best teams in the sport, can you call yourself Final Four caliber?
Do you get to call yourself an all conference player? What was your best individual accolade at Albion?
This isn't about me, it's about Brad.
Well, you were good. You were really good. You had a couple years where I thought you were awesome.
I don't even know if I
Were
won
you
any
all
awards.
conference?
Hell no.
Okay. So, like, at a certain point, like, do it. If you're going to call yourself it, do it.
Oh, hey, I did make second team all defense one year.
Okay.
That's something.
It's awesome.
And honestly, I'm with Brad. I should have been first team that year. That was bullshit.
But, like, yeah, I'm semanticsing him, but I think he deserves to be semantics for this. You can't call yourself a Final Four team. You had the 80th best defense. There were 9 other teams better than you. Card, how many teams make the Final Four each year?
Four.
Not 10. So it's not like you were the second best team in the country and you fell short and you got screwed here. You played to your caliber. You played, in fact, 2 spots past your caliber. You were the 10th best team in the country. You got them to the Elite Eight. You weren't a Final Four team because you were 30 points worse than UConn. I watched that game with my eyes. You got destroyed. Now, I get it. Everyone got destroyed by UConn. But, like, there were certainly more competitive approaches to playing UConn than whatever Illinois put on the floor in that game. And I picked them to win the national championship that year. At one point, like it's okay to say you were in the vicinity, but you weren't good enough. That ultimately was what it is. Now, I like the second half of this where he's talking about like we just we got to keep giving ourselves chances at it. In fact, I've made the comparison. The arc of Brad Underwood's career and where we sit right now reminds me an awful lot of Matt Painter 3 years ago. Matt Painter was at Purdue for 15 years. He had great teams pretty much the entire time, but he had nothing to show for it in March.
Hmm.
And then, they lose to that 16 seed, Braden Smith's freshman year. And man, there were smart people that cover this program that have covered Painter for 15 years that were doing think pieces on if it was time to call it quits with Matt Painter. And then now you fast forward 3 years, that looks so silly. They've been ranked number one 3 straight years because once you get over the hump, all of a sudden you're over the hump.
Hmm.
The hump is still there for Brad Underwood. If they were truly a Final Four team 2 years ago, they'd be over the hump by now. Hopefully, this is the year you get over it because once again, they have another Final Four caliber team this year. They do. But until you do it, you don't get to say you did it. You don't get to classify yourself as if you were good enough to do it. Good enough doesn't matter until you do it.
Yeah. Two things on that because I agree. We probably don't even look at this as deeply if he had made a Final Four before.
100%.
Because like he knows what it takes to get you, but at this point he hasn't been there. So you really don't know. Really don't even know if that anything about the caliber wise. And here's the point for me. I think he could have acknowledged how good that team was and how good he thought that team was without like saying, yeah, we should have been a Final Four team that year. He could have done that. And you want to know what the biggest issue is with all this, G?
What's that?
We have this thing as a podcast this year with sleepers. Here's our thing with Illinois basketball. Let last year and previous years go. We're in the moment right now with this team. It's early.
This is Rothstein's fault, though, because he was directly asked about
Oh,
this.
he directly asked him about it.
Yeah, this was Rothstein being like, hey, I want you to talk about 2 years ago.
That's on us then, because we didn't loop Rothstein in.
Yeah, we got to get Rothstein on the mission. It's all forward from here.
Right. Like, and that's all, okay. Can we go hand up here? That's on us.
That's on us.
We'll be better.
But also, like John, consult us, man. Like when you're gonna interview Daddy Brad, you got to go through the family first. You feel me?
Also, just don't get blitzed by UConn and we allow it.
I was kind of enjoying the there's no bigger Donovan Clingan fan than me.
I said, I'm shit. Hell yeah, I bet you good. You put some great tape on film for him.
That's why you designed an entire game plan to go at Donovan Clingan only, and that's it, repetitiously as you fell behind by 30. You're his biggest fan.
That game was so nasty, man.
I mean, to that point, and I think people have told us this privately, the entire game plan for Illinois was so Klingon dependent because they did have respect for him. They felt their best chance to win was to foul him out of the game. So maybe it was. Maybe
Well,
they just didn't execute.
mission failed.
Yeah, mission failed. If you're gonna call yourself a Final Four team, why not just say you were the Natty team? Like, yeah, I thought we were a national title team, but
No, I like that move. Play it safe.
yeah,
Play it safe. Yep.
yeah,
Don't fully go there. This is the Brad did the sleepers version of. I mean, there's a world.
yeah. I mean, listen, calling themselves things that they aren't has never been a problem for Illinois in recent years.
This is one of the biggest contentious things between you and the crowning of things that didn't happen.
I mean, last year we've got six pros. Look at Kerry Booth and Trey White. Yeah, 5 years ago we're loose leaf champs. This now we're final. Yeah, ah,
Yeah, but
it's hard, huh?
Merk.
Right. And we're doing our part because people were mad at us in the Illinois Bama preview that we didn't fight. Remember, we're supposed to fight every Illinois video and get contentious to make sure we keep the virus here and not on this year's Illinois team.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
fuck you.
Whoa.
Yeah, screw you.
I love you.
See, you're not doing your part.
Sorry. The love is the love.
Insult me right now and
You're
mean it.
pale. You're pale.
I'm so pale.